Hey everyone, just want to do a quick review of the Nike flyknit ones. Um, so this is pretty much the combination of the flyknits and the Lunar Glide 4s, I guess. Um, it's pretty much the best of both sort of thing, but it fits differently to both like shoes separate. Like the flyknit, I have the flyknit trainers and I have Lunar Glide 4s, and these fit differently to both of them. There are similarities, but uh, in general, like if you just take this whole shoe, it's pretty much a different fit for like compared to the other two. So yeah, um, overall it's good, but not great. There are some things that can be done better, I guess. And I guess I'll review these quickly and I'll talk about that later. So firstly, the traction of these. It's pretty good actually compared to the Lunar Glides, which has a different pattern, which I'll show you. Um, See, that is a different pattern altogether. It's similar, but it's different. The Lunar Glides, as you can see, I've been wearing them very, like, they've been worn out pretty much, sort of. And they wear out pretty quickly, it seems. And these, in wet conditions, they slip like crap. So like, if you go on an escalator, you slip, like, right off if it's wet, provided it is wet. But these ones are much better. Even though I've worn these for less, but still the pattern here, it still grips pretty well, and the rubber on the blue rubber bits, they're kind of sticky, like compared to the Lunar Glides at least. And the heel pattern here is different as well. It's more covered. As you can see, the black ones are where the actual traction is. These bits are actually just Lunar. So this is just the Lunar, oh, not the Phylon foam covering the Lunar. So this is the Lunar, this is the Phylon foam. That's um, the outer bit. And I would say these like really grip much better than the Lunar Glide 4s there. So probably if I were to rate these, I actually didn't run in these. Just did a lot of walking in them. Same with the Lunar Glides, I didn't actually run in them. So I'm just talking in the terms of like walking and how it feels. Um, Overall, it's pretty good. Probably give it an 8.5. There are still some problems like I guess on this side here, it still slips a little bit. Even though I don't play basketball in these, it's still, if you put your foot there somehow, like on some slippery surface, it still slips because it's just like Phylon, pretty much same. And if these areas get in contact, slips a little bit, but obviously this and this will cover your slipping. Um, on that, it's pretty much fine as a general shoe. So probably 8.5 for traction for these. Going to the cushion, you would think Lunarlon would be good, but these are thinner than the Lunar Glides. If you put them side by side and you compare the height, this is about one groove less, like these black grooves, about one groove less than the Lunar Glides itself. Um, I don't know if that is the actual height, but if you pay real close attention, when you're wearing these, you will feel the cushion is not as much as the Lunar Glides. But it's still there. It's just not as much, so it's not as comfortable when you land. Um, but the maximum I ran in these is probably like 200-300 meters, and I'm probably just like trying to catch a bus, just trying to chase it. So I didn't actually ran long distances in these, so can't actually say how they feel after a long run. But a short run, it still feels fine. Um, so yeah, cushion is pretty much same as like Lunarlon, but it's just not as thick and not as comfortable. But probably give it a solid 9 because just Lunarlon is just good and comfortable. So the upper of the shoes are just flyknit pretty much everywhere except for these bits here. I think the flyknit trainers is pretty much the same as well, so they're not knitted on the collar area. But these are actually slightly wider in the heel because they changed the midsole to a lunar foam. So the base, like the heel area, this base here is wider than the flyknit trainers. But for me, myself, it's still narrow. It's like if you pull them tight and everything, the forefoot feels fine as it is. But the heel is a little bit squishy and it scratches a lot as well. At the bottom of the heel, so like this area here, and it's not really comfortable. I've worn these about straight for about 2 weeks, and they haven't given in. So I think there's like cardboard or plastic or something like in the heel, like the heel as a heel cup. I don't know if it's gonna actually give. It doesn't seem to want to do that. It might be because it wants to hold its shape. Because if it's not, like if that plastic or cardboard thing is not there, this will have a lot of give, just like the front here. So that might be the purpose. But for me, it's not really comfortable. So I guess that affects the fit of the shoes as well. Yeah, that's pretty much affects the fit of the shoes because the upper holds your foot to the shoe. So yeah, but overall, like, because there is like I don't know if that's flywire. I don't think that's flywire, those loops. But even though they're not, they still pretty much do the job. So they pull your foot to the shoe, and it just stays together. And airflow through these, like the breathability, it's great because it's just a thin piece of material and air can flow through it. I actually didn't run, but I walked through a puddle of water accidentally, and just in about just straight after, like a second, my whole foot was drenched. And I walked about half an hour later. The upper of my foot, like the top of my foot, is dry because of the airflow, but the bottom is still soaked with water. But so it proves that the flyknit actually is really breathable, but not the bottom. So breathability is tops 10 then, obviously. So I guess the downside of these are just the heel cup, which is like a little bit narrow, at least for my liking, and also the this heel tab here, it really scratches your Achilles. As you can see there, it kind of hooks it back in, and doesn't tend to want to give in, just like the heel heel cup here. It's really tough. So you might want to wear some higher socks with those. Laces, ribbon laces, do not like. If Nike could just give us back like the flyknit trainer, I don't know if the Racer had it, but the trainer had little round, like slightly round laces. That would be much better than these. I don't really like ribbon laces personally, but I guess this will have to do. This is what I got given, so there's no second pair of laces. So yeah, unless I found another pair which to swap them in. But what I got given here, I don't really like because when you pull it tight, there is slight bit of pressure on the loop area. So when you pull it tight, it pushes down to your foot, and it's not really comfortable. And also the tongue, like as you know, the tongue spreads out probably like that to that width there. Inside sometimes tends to fold up, so it's really annoying, and you have to manually do it. So you stick your finger in and wiggle it around to stretch it out and pull it back tight again, and that's really annoying. I really hate it. Um, but overall, the shoe is pretty much flyknit and Luna. That's all. That's pretty much sums up the shoe. So it's good, but what I would do is just whack the Lunar Glide 4 midsole on there, so it's a bit wider at the back and like a bit more comfortable because of the thicker Lunar. But the upper, I guess, is pretty much fine. I would get rid of the heel cup at least, or not get rid of it, or cut it down. And these to be more flexible. And yeah, overall, I'll probably give it an 8 and 8.5 for these. So, that's it from me. Latest.